Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Captain Todd Flannery, Commander Helicopter Sea Combat Wing Atlantic. I'm joined by Captain John Little from the United States Coast Guard. Today has definitely been a tough day on all of us. Our heartfelt thoughts and prayers go out to the families and loved ones of those killed and injured in today's crash. We've been working hand in hand with the United States Coast Guard, as well as the Virginia Beach Fire and Rescue. Today, search and rescue efforts continue for the one missing crew member. The efforts of everyone involved and the outpouring of support from the Hampton Roads community has been tremendous. At this point, I'd like to bring you up to speed on what we know. One sailor has died as a result of this morning's crash. 3 sailors are being treated at Centera General in Norfolk. 2 of those crew members are in stable condition. The remaining crew member is in or soon will be in surgery. Their families are with them at the hospital as well as support personnel from the squadron. We're not releasing the names of the individuals yet out of respect for the families. The cause of the crash is under investigation, so there aren't a lot of specific details that I can provide you with today, but here's what I do know. At about 10:45 this morning, a distress call was put out from an MH-53 Echo Sea Dragon attached to Helicopter Mine Countermeasure Squadron 14. They had a crew of 5 people on board. It crashed off the Virginia Beach coastline near Fort Story while conducting routine airborne mine countermeasure operations. The aircraft was able to send a distress call. A second MH-53 operating with the first aircraft provided immediate support, and a U.S. Coast Guard unit nearby quickly responded. And then that's really all I know about that. So I'm open to any questions that you may have.
I noticed that the specs of the helicopter, it said a crew of 4 on it. Was there a reason why there were 5 members today?
Generally with the airborne mine countermeasure missions, they usually fly with 5 people. So it's not anything out of the ordinary.
A quick glance at Navy safety data shows that a higher crash rate for this aircraft compared to other Navy helicopters. Do you have any concerns about the safety of these aircraft?
No, I don't. I do not.
Are there any plans to look at these again?
Look at?
I know after the jet crash, the Navy, I remember, grounded all of the planes for a little while to look into safety of these. Are there any plans to do that with these choppers?
I don't know. An aircraft mishap investigation board has been convened, and part of their job will be to help determine what caused the accident, and then if we need to take any further steps regarding the operations.
We know the Coast Guard was fairly close to the crash when it happened. If they were so close, only miles away, why couldn't they see this missing sailor who would have presumably been on top of the water, correct?
Presumably, but I don't know. John, you may have something that you can add to that with the cutter perspective.
Thank you, Commodore Flannery. Again, the Coast Guard's heartfelt, sincere thoughts go out to the U.S. Navy and the families of the members who were aboard the helo that went down 18 nautical miles east of Cape Henry this morning. I'm Captain John Little, and I'm the sector commander and the captain of the port for Hampton Roads. And we did have the Coast Guard cutter Shearwater, an 87-foot coastal patrol boat, nearby. They were conducting operations. They did not see the crash. They were that far away, but heard our call for their assistance, and immediately responded and immediately began searching. They launched their boat. We also launched another Coast Guard 45-foot medium response boat from Station Little Creek, and both of those vessels are out there actively searching right now, along with 2, as Commodore Flannery mentioned, 2 fireboats from the Virginia Beach Fire Department, fireboats 1 and 12.
Do you know where the other crew members were found? Were they found floating in the water?
Yeah, they were found close to the wreckage floating on the water.
Sir, you described this in the news releases as an emergency landing. Is there a protocol for what that looks like over water? What's the difference between that and a crash landing?
I don't know. I can't speculate on. I know it was first reported as perhaps an emergency landing or a water landing. I don't know how to classify it. Okay. No, I do not. I'm sorry.
Is it possible that the missing crew members still in the chopper?
I don't know. It certainly is possible, but I don't know.
Is there plans to retrieve the wreckage?
I don't know.
Do you know about how long the sailors been on?
Yeah, I do. It was about roughly about 25 to 30 minutes before the first two sailors were rescued out of the water, and then the second. So the crash, the distress call went out around 10:45. The two Navy helicopters assigned to this wing reported on station above the crash site at about 11:15. At 11:25, the first two crew members were recovered, and then at 11:38, the next two crew members were recovered. So it was less than an hour to recover the four crew members.
When flying over cold water, are the crew members required to wear survival suits? Or,
They are.
So these crew members were wearing.
Yes, they were.
Describe what that is.
It's a dry suit. It's an anti-exposure suit designed to keep water away from the pilot. So it has seals on it, and again designed to keep water away from the body.
Is this a training exercise that they had done before?
It is.
When the Coast Guard got there, was the chopper already below water at that point?
They could not see the helicopter, and again, we're continuing to search.
Have we found out where where it is yet?
We have not found out where it is yet, but we are continuing to search.
The missing crew member, is he a pilot or?
I do not know that.
How many aircraft and sailors are attached to this squadron?
The squadron HM-14 is roughly about 600 to 700 people big and has anywhere from 8 to 10 helicopters assigned to it.
Any concern that the cold weather had an impact on the operations?
I care not to speculate on that.
Where exactly did the helicopter take off?
Yes, it took off from this flight line here.
Can you talk a little about the process now? What will take place? I mean, I know you mentioned an investigation, but can you talk about a little bit more in detail about how that investigation will work?
It is just, I hate to use the word standard, but the mishap board members have been assigned, and they will be charged with investigating all aspects of the mishap in order to help determine the causes that are there, so that we can learn from this if there are things to gather from it. But it's very general. I can't really get into the specifics of what they look at.
People who survived, obviously. Is there a box on those choppers too, like there are in airplanes?
No, there is not.
How were the rescue sailors retrieved from the water? What was the...
They were hoisted via rescue hoist from one of the helicopters, or from two helicopters.
From the Navy helicopter?
Yes, they were.
They were on scene.
So that involved a hoist, a rescue swimmer goes down in the water with the
Yes,
hoist,
it does.
retrieve them.
Yes, and then they're retrieved into the helicopter. And as I said, they were both helicopters transported the survivors to Centera General.
You said one sailor is a surgeon.
I do not.
Sorry if you already answered this, but were there two pilots and three other?
Yeah, the crew composition are 2 pilots and 3 air crewmen.
Are you able to more specifically say roughly where this was, latitude, longitude, beyond just miles off?
There is a, John, you may help here. There is a latitude and longitude, but I don't have that with me.
Again, what we know right now is the event occurred approximately 18 nautical miles east of Cape Henry. And again, we're drifting that because there are currents and winds affecting the wreckage
Due east is pretty accurate, straight east.
east.
Yeah.
At this point, are you comfortable that the missing sailors
Oh, absolutely, I am.
What would be the usual process during a training? Would they fly up Eastern Shore, or just make a circle, and what would they usually
They have different training sites that they do. They'll depart out of here on standard course rules, just to get them out of the airport traffic area, and then proceed to their training area, and then conduct their training mission, and then bring themselves back.
These sailors approaching deployment?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
These helicopters, they typically carry cargo.
They can, but this not on this mission. This was purely an airborne mine countermeasure mission.
Sorry if you answered this. They were training to do what exactly? Was the nature of the mission?
It's airborne mine countermeasures training. It is one of the 2 primary mission areas that HM-14 conducts.
Was that sailor pronounced dead at the hospital, or was he already dead when he was?
I think it. I do not know. I believe it was at the hospital, but I don't know.
I'm sorry, I think you may have already answered this, but will these aircraft be running for a period of time, or?
I don't want to speculate on that, but I don't think so. But I don't know.
Any last one? All right, thank you. If you guys have any follow-up questions,